Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the truly breathtaking geographical contrasts of Pakistan. We're talking about a country that quite literally stretches from the warm, breezy waters of the Arabian Sea all the way up to the frozen roof of the world. If you think you know what this landscape looks like, well, prepare to have your expectations completely rewritten.
To really get a sense of the sheer, mind-boggling scale of the country, just think about this. On one end, you've got the Makran coast, sitting exactly at sea level. But then, look at the other extreme, the staggering summit of K2 piercing the sky at 8,611 meters. We are talking about an elevation range of over 8,500 meters, all within a single nation's borders. That's one of the largest elevation spreads on the entire planet. It immediately challenges any preconceptions you might have about this region being just one uniform landscape. Believe me, it is anything but.
Section 1. The Southern Coast's Rugged Beauty. Let's start our journey down in the south, exploring these stunning, rugged coastlines that are constantly being sculpted by relentless ocean winds.
What's really wild is the bizarre, almost alien beauty you encounter cruising along the 653-kilometer Makran Coastal Highway. Because of the insanely fast winds blowing year-round, the muddy hills here have been carved into spectacular natural monuments. You've got the Princess of Hope, which is this towering, naturally carved rock figure. Fun fact, it was actually named by Hollywood actress Angelina Jolie when she visited back in 2002. Just down the road, there's a natural sphinx that looks exactly like an ancient guardian watching over the sea. And if that wasn't crazy enough, Hingol National Park has active mud volcanoes that constantly erupt with thick clay.
Moving just slightly inland from that coastal desert, we hit an unexpected extreme. You have the notoriously sweltering hot plains of Sindh, where cities can easily push past 40 degrees Celsius. But then you have Gorak Hill Station. They famously call it the Murray of Sindh. Standing at 5,689 feet in the Kirthar Mountains, Gorak offers genuinely freezing mountain breezes. It actually sits a massive 15 to 20 degrees Celsius cooler than the plains right below it. It's an absolute oasis of crisp air. So yeah, you really don't have to go all the way up north to find a freeze in this country.
Section 2. Life along the Indus, the ancient lifeline. Leaving the coast behind, our explainer moves right into the heart of the country, tracing the ancient lifeblood that sustains everything around it. Let's talk about this massive number for a second. 3,000. That is the length, in kilometers, of the ancient Indus River. It originates all the way near the Tibetan border and carves its way through the entire length of the country. This isn't just a body of water, folks. It's an absolute lifeline. It irrigates 24 million hectares of land and sustains a staggering 180 million people. Without it, the vibrant life we see in the heartland simply wouldn't exist.
And because of that life-giving water, this river basin gave birth to some incredibly deep history. Down in places like Lahore, you find architectural marvels like the Badshahi Mosque. It was built back in 1671 during the apex of the Mughal Empire, and its courtyard is so vast it can hold 100,000 people. Moving further north, the whole vibe shifts as the modern capital of Islamabad meets the sky at the Margalla Hills. It's where ancient history meets modern nature trails. You can hike right alongside indigenous birds and monkeys and gaze out over the panoramic Dalmane Cove viewpoint as the city basks in the golden hour below. It's truly something else.
Section 3. Northern Valleys, Breathtaking Views. Okay, let's dive into the third act of our journey as we climb out of the plains and into the majestic, high-altitude alpine ecosystems of the north.
Our bridge to these northern extremes is nothing short of an engineering miracle, the Karakoram Highway. People often call it the eighth wonder of the world, and you can see why. This is the highest paved road on Earth, reaching a breathless altitude of 4,693 meters. It was literally blasted and carved through remote, unforgiving mountains, right along the ancient routes where silk caravans once passed. It took 20 years and the lives of over 800 workers to complete. It's an incredible testament to the extreme lengths humans will go to connect across impossible terrain.
Now, what's really fascinating is how dynamic and almost bipolar the weather of these northern villages gets. Take Arang Hill, known as the Pearl of Neelam Valley, sitting at over 8,300 feet. In the summer, you're looking at a perfect 15 to 25 degrees Celsius. We're talking lush green meadows, flowing streams, a hiker's absolute paradise. But fast forward to winter and the whole place completely transforms. The temperature plummets below -5 degrees and the vibrant green is totally replaced by silent, snow-blanketed wooden huts. It is literally like visiting two completely different worlds on the exact same coordinate.
And let me tell you, accessing these remote wonders really feels earned. You don't just roll up in a tour bus. To reach the legendary Fairy Meadows, for example, it's quite the process. First, you have to survive a 90-minute 4x4 Jeep ride up a terrifyingly narrow cliff-edge dirt track from Rycote Bridge. Then, from Tattoo Village, you tackle a steep 5-kilometer hike, gaining 800 meters in elevation through dense pine forests. Only then does the tree line break, and suddenly, the sky is just filled with the impossible mass of Nanga Parbat.
Section 4. Towards the Sky, Realm of the Giants. Now we reach the climax of our explainer, the sheer, vertical drops of the most awe-inspiring terrain on Earth.
So, prepare yourself for this jaw-dropping number, 6,000. That is a 6,000-meter uninterrupted vertical descent from the summit of Rakaposhi directly to its base. Think about that for a second. You can stand at the Rakaposhi viewpoint on the Karakoram Highway and look up at a nearly straight drop that is taller than most mountains in the world are in total. It is a staggering visual that literally plays tricks on your sense of scale.
And right next door, structurally speaking, is the infamous Nanga Parbat, often called the Killer Mountain. It's the 9th highest mountain in the world, and it boasts a 4,000-meter vertical rocky wall. That is the highest single wall on the planet. This mountain is so unfathomably massive that it literally creates its own weather system, trapping storms that can last for weeks at a time. Locals say they watch the dawn light take an entire hour just to slide down from the summit to the valley floor.
Then we hit the absolute apex of our journey, 8,611, the height in meters of K2. It's the second highest peak in the world and universally considered the most dangerous, ultimate test for the greatest mountaineers in history. To give you an idea of its ferocity, while thousands have summited Everest, only around 300 have ever conquered K2, and tragically 87 have lost their lives trying. It is a frozen, beautiful, but utterly unforgiving pyramid of ice.
But here is where Pakistan's geography plays its best trick on you. You're up there surrounded by these glacial giants at altitudes over 4,000 meters, and guess what you find? Deserts. Freezing, high-altitude, cold deserts like Sarfaranga and Katpana, where golden sand dunes are literally covered in snow and ice during the winter. Compare that to the blazing sun of the Thar or Cholistan deserts down in the south, and you instantly see why this is a land of ultimate climatic extremes. You've got sand dunes that burn your feet and sand dunes that give you frostbite, all in the very same country.
Section 5. Welcoming Culture. Hospitality in Extremes. Let's move to our resolution here and look at the human experience. Because survival in these harsh extremes is really only made possible by the incredible people who call them home.
This quote captures the true cultural heartbeat of the region. Guests here are sacred and must be protected at all costs. Across over 70 languages, across towering mountains and scorching plains, there is a deep-rooted code of honor and hospitality. Whether you're drinking wild-thyme herbal tea in a little wooden hut at Fairy Meadows or eating freshly caught fish on the Makran coast, the culture dictates that a guest is sacred. It's honestly this profound human warmth that makes traversing this beautiful, wild, and sometimes dangerous landscape entirely possible.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, we've seen how a single nation can contain coastal mud volcanoes, freezing high-altitude deserts, and uninterrupted 6,000-meter mountain walls. It challenges pretty much everything we think we know about geography and human resilience. So, I want to leave you with this question to spark your own spirit of adventure. From the Arabian Sea to the roof of the world, which extreme would you dare to explore first? Take a second to think about it, and always keep exploring.